Full house.
Yeah.
John, you want to start? Hey, John.
Hey, good evening, Coach. John Davis with the Southern California News Group. Talk to us about the strategies that you've been working on for about the past 48 hours or so to come into this game and lead with the victory. What do you feel like are going to be some keys? Yesterday, we talked about transition defense, but anything else?
Yeah, obviously, preparing for Indiana, but with this short of a training camp, we're obviously preparing big picture wise. So we continue to add to the playbook, both offensively and defensively with schemes. And then you revert back to the game plan for Indiana. Everything starts with their tempo and pace. Between Caitlin and Erica Wheeler and Kelsey Mitchell, just a team that's really dedicated to playing fast, not only off of misses, but off of makes. So our first 8 seconds of the shot clock is going to be really important that we get them into their playbook. And then you can start to scheme on how best to guard a team with a ton of weapons. I mean, Indiana has a ton of offensive weapons. So as you mentioned, transition defense is the focal point for us that way. And then obviously we'll have some game plans individually for all these talented players. Their top 4, when you talk Clark, Mitchell, Boston, and Smith, those 4 are they're averaging, I know it's an early sample size, but about 70% of their shots between those 4 elite players.
Hey, Coach, back here. I know you want to run a little bit too. How does that affect your tempo offensively going up against a team that wants to be in track?
Yeah, for sure. As I've talked ad nauseum for the people that are here with me, there's a cannon effect in a type of game like this. They're shot out of a cannon. We're going to be shot out of cannon first night here in crypto, big crowd. And then everybody's going to have a bear jump on their back at some point early in the game, and the game will settle in then. So we've got to match the cannon effect or have our own cannon effect coming out of the gate tonight, and then the game will settle in. Tempo is important to us. Finding early offense for us is going to be key this year for us. At the same time, you've got to find a tempo that you can be successful at. At times, you can almost be too fast. So they've been showing traps. They've been showing different coverages on the outer thirds of the court, as we like to see. So we're going to see a variety of schemes defensively by them also. So tempo for us, as we want to play up tempo, we still got to find our tempo that we can be successful at.
Now, Curt, have you ever seen a player endure more scrutiny and under more pressure than Caitlin? And is that fair?
It's like there's lots of false narratives out there right now. Caitlin is a fantastic player, off to a great start. The numbers that she's already putting up are impressive. Obviously, people want even more. It's just, I haven't seen this, but again, that's the viewership, the eyes that are on our game at our all-time high right now. And it's great for our game, not only at this rookie class, but a lot of new eyes on some of the superstars of our game that just should be known worldwide, and now are getting even more exposure. So again, this game is LA, Indiana tonight. It's fun young players, fun young rookies in this game, but this is truly LA versus Indiana.
Hey, Coach, DJ from Infinity TV. Both the Sparks and the Fever can get hot from 3-point line. Do you anticipate that both teams will be going at it and overachieving 3-point categories tonight?
Well, we would love for one team to get real hot. They have tremendous shooters. Obviously, Caitlin is a tremendous shooter, and Kelsey Mitchell, but there's plenty others. You've got to account for Katie Lou. Erica Wheeler can come in on, their bench can come in and make threes. And Alyssa Smith is a post player that certainly is more than capable of making threes. So the arc is going to be a big thing for both teams. We're, I think, second in the league here early in the season in 3-point field goal percentage because of the amount we're taking and making right now. We sit number 1 in effective field goal percentage right now, early in the season. So we're doing some good things. So hopefully we can generate some opportunities at the arc for ourselves.
Coach, can I ask you, you mentioned rookie class, obviously 3 of them here today, 1, 2, and 4. But more broadly, I wonder, I mean, obviously there's a long way to go, but how do you think we'll remember this rookie class, both in terms of the exposure they brought to the game, but also the skill set? Potential.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll paraphrase Candace Parker, time will tell the story. I don't think they have to shout out their own stories. Time will tell. I think we'll look back years from now and realize how productive, how talented this rookie class is. I'm excited for the league. I'm excited for our 2 rookies. And we have a bunch of second-year players. When you think Ray Burrell's only in her 2nd year, Zaya Cook's only in her 2nd year, you consider Lee LaRue only in her 2nd year. I mean, nearly half our team's in their 1st or 2nd year. So just excited about the youth that's coming around the league, and certainly in our build, excited about our youth.
Coach Cameron has shown her ability to have defensive impact, but what have you seen from her in terms of her patience and letting the game to come to her offensively? I think she waited until the 3rd quarter last game to take her first shot.
Yeah, Cam, again, is a sponge, is the ultimate positive person. She uplifts our practices every day. She's so fun to coach. She's fun to be around. She brings a great lightness to our locker room, but she's a worker and she's competitive and she wants to win. She's an unselfish superstar at the offensive end. She has no idea how talented she could be. We want her to hunt more offense. We want to get her the ball in more scoring areas, but she's so unselfish that her attempts are low, but she's taking good shots. So, it's much harder to coach a player that's a little bit selfish and hunts too much to pass than it is to ask a player that's so unselfish like Cam to hunt her own offense more. So I'm excited about that growth on that side of the ball for her throughout the year. She's more than capable. But it's my job to continue to find ways to get her touches and put her in position to be successful. But again, she is not hung up on stats. She boxes out and lets other people go get it. You watch around the league, there's other people hunting stats. And Cam is not hunting stats right now. Her rebound numbers could be even higher, but she feels it's extra important to keep people off the glass and let a guard go in there and get it, and not just hunt that herself. But she's a pleasure to coach, you guys. I can't say enough good things about Cam.
How you doing, Coach? Crystal Rich, KTLA. You mentioned that in this game you want your players to concentrate on the transition defense and finding the right tempo. When you're going up against a player like Caitlin Clark, what kind of awareness does the team have to have, and what kind of adjustments do you have to make to go against a player with her specific skill set?
Yeah, I think any great player in this league, not just Caitlin, you can't give the same look throughout the game. You've got to give her different looks. You got to give her different people and scheme differently defensively against her. And then, until you play it, like she has great court vision and can make some second level and passes that maybe our players think are covered, and, that pass is going to get through. So until they live it, it doesn't matter how much you can show on film or talk about it. So we'll make adjustments in the game, but any great player in this league, you just can't give them the same look for 40 minutes.
Yeah, Curt, can you sense a growing buzz about the Sparks of town?
I'm excited, really excited about where we're at and where we're going. This crowd is going to be super special for all of us tonight. So I feel a buzz. I feel a buzz around the youth. There's a clear direction now, and ownership is incredibly engaged. We have a lot of people that are asking about the Sparks that I didn't feel 16 or 17 months ago when I got here. And so, hats off to the front office and behind the scenes, hats off to Reagan, as our new GM, just doing a terrific job of building our foundation that we need in place before maybe it translates into a championship or translates into wins, exactly where we want to be. The foundation has to be solid. And from where I walked into 16 months ago, 15 months ago, I haven't looked at a calendar, but it is incredible where we're headed.
Garcia, switching field coach. You mentioned the rim protection that Brink has already delivered. She's, I think, averaging the highest amount of blocks already in the WNBA. But as you mentioned before, the Aces kind of worked on getting her more on the perimeter and getting her out of the paint. How do you counter that to make sure that the thing that she's right now currently best at, teams can't get her to get away from it and be more on that perimeter?
Yeah, I think, anytime you have a great shot blocker, you have to give them the freedom, especially off the ball. She's such a great roamer off the ball and help side, and she can come and really affect shots, even when she's not blocking shots. But now their scheme, to look for Cam's player as she kind of comes to help, they're going to look for that. We all know that. And so, we have to show and teach Cam, when to pick her battles and when that's not her help. And she's learning different people already, great learning lesson against Steph Dolson the other night. You overhelp, now she's going to be making threes. Clark, or, they put in Martin late, undersized post players were intentional. Okay, let Cam Brink go rim protect, but we're going to have people spacing the floor. Can she get back out to those? So she's already learning how other coaches are scheming, well, with her great defense. And that's what this league is about. That's what I love about this league compared to college. There's so much more chess matches that go in behind the scenes that no one really even notices is going on, but there's chess matches between the coaching staffs.
Last
So,
question.
Curt, on that exact note, because Caitlin is such a generational player, and because you've been at the game for 3.5 decades at an elite level, is there a part of you tonight that is a little bit of a fan that wants to not just coach, but see this? And how would you describe that?
Yeah, tonight I have to give myself a little bit of like, woo, like this is what we dreamed of. Like I told the staff, Steve Smith's been with me for many, many years, both in Connecticut and LA. And we coached in front of 17,000 in Madison Square Garden. And you pinch yourself going, I got to coach in Madison Square Garden. The history of Madison Square Garden. Who's been on that sideline? Who's been on that court? Well, now Staples and then Crypto. We're going to play in front of 17,000 tonight here. I pinched myself. I started as a senior in high school coaching the 7th and 8th grade girls team in my little old town because no teacher wanted to coach the 7th and 8th grade girls team. I'm coaching in the best league in the world in front of 17,000. More than 1 million people will watch it on ION and the TV viewership. There's a moment where I will take, after you said 34, 35 years in this game, I'm going to take and go, man, this is incredible coming from a little tiny Western Pennsylvania town, coaching players that were 3 years younger than me, to now being on the biggest stage. It's been a remarkable journey. So thank you for asking.
Thank you. Have a great game.
Thank you.